everyone, it's Jessica with another layout for Spiegel Mama Scraps. You can save 15% in the shop with my code Jessica15. And here I am using a sketch from 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, and today's sketch is by Vanessa Bell. So I am pulling out a stamp set by Bramble Fox, which is going to start my layout. And I'm using some various Distress Oxide colors in Scattered Straw, Fossilized Amber, Saltwater Taffy, and Crackling Campfire. So I've chosen to pull out the Boho Sunshine collection by Simple Stories, which is such a beautiful summery collection. I'm kind of getting a little bit over winter at this point, and I'm like ready to scrapbook all of my summer memories again. So I pulled out 3 photos of my baby girl and myself when we were at the beach last year. And she had this cute little sun hat on. It looked like way too big for her head, but it kept her nice and protected. But she was just being super cute, and she loves the sand and loves to play at the beach. So I have these little photos of her in our little wagon and in the sand. So I'm going to use those today. And the sketch that I'm using has 3 photos lined up kind of in a film strip design. So I'm just going to mat all 3 of these on some white cardstock. And then I mat it again with one of the pattern papers from the Boho Sunshine collection. Then I'm basically just pulling out scraps that I have from the smaller paper pad, and I'm just going to layer them around my photos. So I've got that little scrap that I cut down. This one I'm just going to place right behind there. You're never going to know that it wasn't a full little piece of paper, but I just like to use up my scraps in any way that I can. And then of course I like tissue paper as another layer, so I'm just going to rip this off here. I've got 2 layers of it there, so I'm going to adhere the first one down with my ATG gun, and then the second one down but with my Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. It does help to use this glue to adhere your second layer of tissue paper together, because the tape runner on top of tissue paper doesn't work out so well. It just kind of rips it, so I like to just use a little bit of glue to hold that together. And then here, I'm pulling out another piece of this pattern paper from the smaller paper pad. I'm just going to add more layers. I'm just going to add this little strip here. I cut it down to size, and then I'm actually going to use the other piece that I cut off as well, but I'm just going to rip the edge so it looks like a torn edge and go ahead and adhere that down at the bottom. And I just love all of these little layers. I've really been playing around with layers around my photos lately, and I just love to add all my little paper scraps and little bits behind my photos. So the sketch design had looked like maybe some mixed media or some lines across the page, but I'm pulling out this stamp set by Bramble Fox, and I'm actually just using this to create that kind of like a mixed media feel on my layouts. But I'm using all 4 of these colors, and I'm just alternating down the page, kind of creating like an ombre effect. But I did put my little mat in behind there, my foam board, because the first one didn't turn out as perfect as I like it and as crisp, so I ended up putting my foam board down to give it a little bit more support for those stamps. Here I'm just using some water and flicking it on with my paintbrush just to create a marble effect, because the Distress Oxide inks react with water, so when you flick water onto them it does create like a marbly effect. And then I just added some gold splatters with some gold Heidi Swapp Color Shine and some white Shimmers paint. So that's pretty much what it's going to look like as far as my mixed media portion goes and my stamping. I'm not going to add too much more to that. I thought about doing some machine stitching but opted out of that. And I'm just grabbing another layer. This was a torn edge from another layout that I did previously. I really liked the way that it looked, so I'm just cutting this down to size to go in behind my photos again. And just when I thought I was finished adding layers, I decided to add one more. But I've got this beautiful acrylic piece by Peartree Cutfiles that I'm going to use for my title. It says Sunshine, and it's got really pretty letters that go inside to fill it in, and the colors just match perfectly with this collection and these sequins, so I'm going to be using that today. And then I'm pulling out the sticker book now, and I'm just going to add a few little embellishments from the sticker book. I'm going to add some things from the foam stickers and the sticker sheet, and then eventually towards the end I will add my sequins and my date stamp. So my acrylic piece here, there's my son coming in. He's telling me, I need something right here. You need something right here, Mommy. So I will put something there, and I was telling him, I know I'm going to add some things right there. I'll do another cluster because the sketch actually has a little cluster there as well. So I was planning on adding to it anyways up there, but he was telling me that I really needed to add something. So apparently my 5 and 4-year-old boys are getting to be professional scrapbookers, and they've been telling my husband that they're working on layouts too when they're down here in the room with me. So it's super funny, and I've actually got 2 sitting here beside me that are drying because my son said they need dry time because they have glue on them and they need to dry. So I was made to put them beside me on my little drying rack so that they would be able to process for him, which is super sweet. But I've got this sticker sheet here from the Boho Sunshine collection, so I'm just pulling little bits from there, and I've got this little pack of die cuts. He's still going on. You can see his little hand in there, like, right here, Mom. But I'm like, okay, professional scrapper over here. Go chill out at your own desk. So he really liked the little smiley face, so he wanted me to use that. So I put that down by my title. And then I've got this tag left over from a previous layout. So I'm just going to put a little portion of it up here and then rough it up on the edges with my fingertips. And then I'll cut the excess off eventually. But I'm still messing around with all these little random bits of paper. But I ended up pulling out this one just to make a hole for the tag as a hole reinforcer, and then just glued that down with my Nouveau glue. I just love those little hole punches because they do add something extra to your tags, and I just love the way that it makes them pop. And then here I'm just using a little bit of lacy, I don't even know what you would call this, like it's not twine, it's just a trim piece, and I got these by 49 in Market, I think they are. And I just love them. They're just so pretty and feminine, but I'm sure I could use them on boy layouts too, but I thought it would just be really perfect for this layout of my baby girl today. So I'm just going to leave that how it is. I was going to make it long and kind of flow down through my layout, but I really liked just making it short and leaving it up there how it is. So that's how I'm going to leave it. I really like these little chipboard sunglasses. I'm going to pop that right down there below my title piece along with those little flowers. And I've got my little chipboard sun up in the top left corner, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue down my title piece at this point because I know where I want it to go, and I've got my embellishments around it. I don't really need to worry about putting anything behind it at this point, so I'm just going to go ahead and hold that down for a moment while it dries. This is the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. It's one of my favorite adhesives. It dries clear, so I don't have to worry about it showing through anything. It's lovely. I love it. It just dries clear. It dries pretty fast, so you don't have to wait a ton of time for everything to dry, which is great for me because I'm super impatient. You guys know that. You guys see my mixed media layouts. I'm usually using my heat gun on them and running it through my laminator to dry them because I'm just so impatient. So I've got some foam stickers here. I've just popped down a couple flowers from that. And I'm still kind of messing around with those die kits that are on my desk, but I don't think I'm really going to use too much more of that. So I'm just grabbing things and seeing what else I want to use. I love this little camera, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that right above my title piece along with this cute little heart because it's my baby girl and I love her, so I felt like she needed a little heart there next to her. And then I'm just pulling out just some extra little bits. So I'm going to add some sequins on here. Today I'm using the My Sunshine sequins by Spiegel Mom Scraps, and I'm just going to actually sprinkle them onto my layout. I'm going to fast forward whenever I get to the sequin part so you don't have to watch me attaching every single sequin, but when I want it to look random, I find that the easiest thing for me to do is just grab the sequins and just literally sprinkle them on my layout, and then I just use my sequin tool and adhere them down to my layout. So I just kind of pick them up and put glue down and then pop them back down right in place. So I've got this other little sun little tab that I've placed beside my photo of myself and my baby girl. And then here comes the sequins, and you can see how I'm sprinkling them on here now. So I'm just picking them up with my sequin tool. The sequin tool I use, I got from Amazon. I get a lot of questions about it. I love it. It comes with, it's a couple different ones. You get a pink one and then this clear one. And then it has different tips, replaceable tips on them. So it's just like a wax tip, but the sequins stick right to it. But once you put them onto the glue, they stick to the glue. So here's the finished layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this process today, and if you want to grab any of these sequin mixes from the shop, use my code Jessica15 to save 15%. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.